It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Banele. Surname is Pony. I work for Street Talk.
My name is Kanye Lose, and I'm from Africa Unite, and I stay in Bloekombosch in Kraaifontein.
And I'm Katha Jardine, also part of Africa Unite, and I'm from Mitchell's Plain.
My name is Zimi, staying in Crossroads.
My name is Aliwa. I live in Delft. I attend Oakland High School. I'm an equalizer at Equal Education, and I'm also part of Youth Against the System. The pandemic has affected me in a very bad way because my strength lies in the classroom. I'm an oral learner. I learn very fast when the teacher is explaining, and I get to ask questions, and I have her or him explain to me like that, and then that is how my strength is. So being at home, learning from home with no one's help, just doing what you think you should do, because even sometimes you struggle to even have money to buy data. So that becomes a problem. Now, if they had maybe a Zoom lesson or a WhatsApp group, now you won't get the information, meaning your learning is now placed on hold because you didn't have money to buy data.
I haven't been back to school in about 4 to 5 months since the lockdown. I have been using homeschooling methods. Unfortunately, homeschooling also didn't work for me because the school was not providing the work for me. And there was always miscommunication between myself and the school. I went back only recently. Monday was my first day back at school, and today was my second day back at school. So I only attend school twice a week, and it's a bit challenging because when I am at school, we are given an entire week's worth of work, maybe even more, and we were handed all our tasks at the same time, which is also due at the same time. So it's a lot of pressure for us as students, but I feel that it's better that we are back in the learning environment so that we have a teacher to teach us and to explain to us what we are supposed to do instead of us trying to educate ourselves.
So for me, very difficult time because as a grade 12 learner, we had so much work this time. Being on lockdown, it's a very bad thing because we know that we have a lot of work to do, and some of us we don't have money to buy data, and some of us we don't have even the phones. So it was a very difficult time. And for me, I can't do my school if there's no teacher in front of me. So I had to under a prayer because I know that we're a lot of to do. So, and I know that all of us this year is a difficult year for us, but we don't have a choice. We will have passed this metric. So it was a very difficult time for us this year.
The situation of the coronavirus affected me in a way that I couldn't work at home because we know that as if you're at home, there's no teacher pressurizing you to do work, you won't do it. That's one thing we know as learners. And it's hard to study at home because we have many kids, and our parents obviously will send us to places and do some work. And one thing is that the school didn't even create groups. They didn't even give us work. They couldn't even meet us halfway during the lockdown. And it affected us in a way that when I got back to school, they had to start from zero, from scratch, to teach us on teachers like everything they've taught us before, and they were pushing us to actually meet with term 3 and do term 2 work because we are in term 3 now. And one thing I've noticed is that they gave us a lot of work because I'm only going to school for 1 week, which means 1 week I'm only going to school for 1 week. So I went to school, which means last week I will not go to school for about 3 weeks. Each and every 4th week I'm going to school. That's how it works. So it's affecting me in a way that I have so much work and I can't do all of my work because they gave us a lot of activities, a lot of tasks, a lot of assignments. So it affected us in a bad way, especially learners who are actually going to school in townships, because some of us don't have cell phones. Our parents don't have money to buy us data. The teachers couldn't even meet us halfway to do something. Maybe, as Liema has said, maybe do a Zoom call or do a WhatsApp group where we can video call or send them voice note or call them if we have questions based on something, or tell us to go to Google. Because if they've done that, maybe would have been like not lost as much as we are now, and we could have done a lot of work. But now, because of the pandemic and all of those things, it affected us in a bad way, especially the learners from township. We are lost and we are trying hard to do our work, but we can't because we're at home. One thing I know, that at home, you can't only focus on doing your schoolwork. There are some work that your parents will ask you to do. So I would say it affected us in a very bad way, where it just made some of us not want to go back to school because they were scared that they're gonna fail, they're gonna repeat there. So it's better for them to just quit school. It's something that's happening in my community.
Have you guys told what is going to happen next year, and how are you going to write your final exams?
At my school, they are trying to push exams as far back as they can so that they can fill in more work while we are at school. We are supposed to write in September, our September control, and then final exams. So they're trying to prepare us now for the September control, which is a bit tricky because we all just returned back to school. Mm, Three of the grades at our school goes only once a week to school. Grade 11s attend twice a week, and only the matriculants get to go every day to school. So the other grades are at a very huge disadvantage because they all returned now recently. Only grade 11 returned about a month ago. So it's basically like everyone's only starting the year right now. So teachers are trying to catch up and they have limited time to do so.
They only told us that which means after the third, we are going to write our assignments and about writing of our exams, which means next year. They brief us on that. They just gave us work, telling us that we just finished. And when we can actually do some exams, not actually do some, we're gonna write exams as in like term 3 exams, work hard to push so that we can actually meet halfway term 4.
Us, as we were told that we are going to write our trial exams, the grades, and then we are also going to write our final exams. But they told us that we have to work hard. So they say we might write our June exams, whereas we are writing our final exams. So we're trying so hard to know that we will write our trial exam, then we will write the June exam. We might write our exams where we're going to still write our final exams. So that's what they told us school. So we do know that the lot of work that we have to do, so they can cover all of work that we have to do. So we are trying so hard. We do know that we win, but we are trying because we know that this is no one fault. So we are trying our best we have no way to do. We have to write these so that we can pass our metric.
Who do you believe? Is it radio, TV, newspapers, politicians, social media, or do you believe your parents? Who do you believe?
I think as learners, we must believe our teachers. If we listen to Hosa, listen to him and then hear him in your own way, and then the others they give it to you in their way. And then if you go and your teacher, she is the one who's what is going on exactly with our study. So I think as the learners, we're supposed to listen to our teacher because they are the ones who's going on exactly, and then they are the ones who are teaching us, and then they are the ones who are going to make the exams. So as the learners, we are supposed to listen to our teachers.
It's very hard to actually find someone we can, because we sometimes we might especially on social media, we can hear or we can actually read some posts saying that we are going to open schools very soon, or we are opening schools tomorrow, and then at the end of the day they say it's fake news. So for us, especially who are in township, it's very hard for us to we don't know who to believe or what to believe, because each and everything that's going out there, we don't know if it's fake or it's true or it's coming from the president or it's not. So I can say we are kind of believing in, I would say I'm kind of believing in the president from the president straight, because he's actually the one, the only thing we have to wait for the president's speech, then we might be put there. But on social media, newspapers or radio, we don't believe in those things, especially people who I know or learners from my school. They don't only believe what's coming from the president, which means directly.
I personally feel that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I do not believe in media because most of the time media can be manipulated, and also politicians. I also do not always believe in politicians because the things that they say, they 90% of the time they say it to benefit themselves or to portray a certain image, which can also be manipulated. So you don't really know who also to trust in certain situations.
My dream is to live safe in my country.
My dream is to bring about change, to be a change agent in general, and to do everything that I've always wished and always wanted to do for the people of my country and for the greater good of my community.
My dream is to actually change our country and is to serve the people, because their rights are being destroyed, and is to be the young person who brings change and who does the best for the country, because South Africa is better than this. I want to be the person who will change this country and make it a better country.
My dream is to be a businesswoman. The reason why it's because of I want to be part of women who contribute into our economy in this country, because all that our economy is is not stable. So I want the one woman to contribute into our economy. That is my dream.
My dream is to live in a South Africa that our former president wanted. A South Africa where everyone is free, where everyone has their rights, because minorities' rights are still being violated each and every day. We are told that we are free, but we are not. We're still restricted. Our rights are still being violated. We are still um there are still so many social injustices that are happening. So my dream is to have or be South Africa, the South Africa that our former president Nelson Mandela wanted for each and every South African, that is black, white, colored, whatever race.
Yeah, Z, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.